day 4 of Summerween. To say, I'm not doing these on the exact days of Summerween. I'm doing it on my kind of own terms and just going with the flow of things. My life is way too busy to have like a set schedule. So we're just having fun and we're just enjoying Summerween in the midst of summer itself, not the specific days. So it's my day 4 of Summerween, and it took me actually some time to pick my next read because I did have B-roll on reading in the dark. I am a huge grandma. I go to sleep very early. Like if I'm up past 10, that's late for me. That's very, very late. I'm definitely more of a morning person than a night owl. Reading at night is usually a little hard for me because nighttime is where me and my husband just watch movies and just spend time together. Reading in the dark is in the morning because I wake up really early, like 4 o'clock in the morning almost every day. So I did read at 4 in the morning. It was pitch black dark still. The sun was not out yet. So I did read for a little bit. I don't want to grab the book right now. It's over there. But I did do a taste test on Teddy Bears Never Die, pink cover prompt. Although I can definitely see myself enjoying that when I'm just in the mood for it. I am not in the mood for something very heavy in that sense. That book, you can tell, has a lot of commentary and heavy topics, because not only is there trigger warning, caution, just know that this is leading to something a little bit more heavy versus fun horror time versus a more serious tone. So I'm not in the mood for that right now. So I did put that down. Digging through my bookshelves, I read a lot of books with pink covers. I love pink in my books. I think it's so pretty, especially when they're horror or thrillers. So I was just kind of digging through, seeing what I was in the mood for. I did pin it down to 2 books. Skin is Glossy. I just did my skincare. It is like 9 in the morning and I'm just getting ready for the day. As you can see, I am wearing my bathing suit to go to the beach and read and just enjoy the beautiful beach air. It's been a while since I've been at the beach. This is what I boiled down for the pink book, pink on the cover prompt. I picked up this one. I've had this on my shelf for quite a while. This is more of like a rom-com with a mystery subplot, and I don't pick up rom-coms very often, but when I'm in the mood for a rom-com, I get so excited because it's always a fun time. So this one is Call Me Anytime by Max Monroe. I've never read from this author as well. The pitch for this book, it sounds just like so interesting. We're following Hannah. She's 25 and she's a virgin, and her mother was recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia. And she had to drop out of school or college to get a full-time job so she could support them so they don't lose their house and their caretaker and all of these important things. She finally gets an interview, and this is literally the first chapter. She's in this interview. She is thinking she's interviewing to be a phone operator. It wasn't very clear in the listing. So she's in this interview, and first of all, Hannah's inner dialogue is absolutely hilarious. I've been laughing nonstop and I am about 60 pages in. I have laughed so much, reading so fast. I'm having so much fun. So far, I'm loving the setup of the book. I'm loving the pacing of the book. I'm loving the humor. I'm loving the characters. Like, I'm really enjoying it. And she finds out that it is not just a phone operating company, but it's a sex hotline. Sex phone operator having a panic attack while she's in this interview when she realizes, what exactly am I going to be doing? And when the woman that's giving her the interview tells her, she's like, this is a sex hotline. So she's kind of like freaking out, but she can't say no. Like, the money is really good. It's like $1,500 to $2,000 a week. And she's like, yeah, that can definitely help us out. Put my big girl panties on and do what I could do and wing it. So she gets the job right there and then. She's like, hey, you can start right now. She's like, oh, okay. Her first call is a detective investigating on homicide of a woman. And when they were looking through the woman's phone, the last made call or the last call received was this sex hotline. And the sex hotline is Call Me Anytime. That's what it's called. Hannah picks up the phone. This is her first call. Oh my gosh. I was laughing so hard at this phone call because Hannah's thinking this guy is calling to do role play. And the detective doesn't know he's calling a sex phone hotline. He's just calling back the number that he saw that was frequently used on the phone of this dead person. So their conversation is absolutely hilarious. I was giggling. They were just getting, like, the detective's obviously getting a little frustrated because he's like, ma'am, I'm a detective. Like, he's trying to ask her a question. She's like, ooh, detective. Yeah, okay, that's hot. Like, she's trying to be sexy. Oh my god, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So pretty much she gets sucked into this investigation. The person that was doing her role at this job prior obviously has something to do with this homicide. So now she's kind of working with the detective and trying to solve this case. Like, I haven't had this much fun in a long time when it comes to a rom-com. And not only that, but like, it has heart too, because, you know, her mom has Alzheimer's. My grandma had Alzheimer's. I remember firsthand, like, especially those beginning stages. And, you know, you're getting a lot of emotion in that sense. And I definitely feel that emotion. But it's not like heavy, you know, like obviously it is heavy conversation, but the way that it's being written, it's like you just feel that emotion during this time. Her mom, what grounds her and hasn't made her have any episodes, watching NCIS. She is obsessed with NCIS, and I love NCIS as well. And she just thinks she's in the world of NCIS. She'll see Hannah and she'll think Hannah is from the show. And so her and Hannah have to talk about like, oh, how's the case and this and that. And although Hannah deep inside is like, I wish I could just talk to my mom, you know? And I'm like, oh man, that sucks. But she can't, like, this is like safe territory for her mom, so she doesn't have this like episode, not spiral. It's giving me literally every emotion, and I just love that. I love it. So yeah, I am physically reading this. I don't have the audiobook for this, but I am having such a good time. It's reading so fast. I'm also reading physically. This one, yesterday, I did a little taste test with this in the morning. I also have the ebook to this, so I was reading it on my Kindle. But this is an ARC, and it is going to be published on September 8th, so quite a while. But I'm definitely in the mood of like a rom-com, but also like a thriller. I did a little taste test on this. I loved it. That prologue grabbed me immediately. I may not finish it in this vlog per se, because this is really, you know, part of the challenge. Pink cover, prompt. This is not really a prompt that I'm reading. I'm just reading it and I'm just enjoying it. So I will probably, if I don't finish it in this vlog, I will continue it on the next reading vlog and then probably finish it there. Following two sisters, Millie and Frances. And Millie has like a sixth sense. It like runs in her family, and she has like this intuition when bad things will happen or just when things are gonna happen. And right in the prologue, it starts off where Millie and Frances are young children, and this is the first sentence, and I was like, oh, I'm here for it. When a book can grab you in that first sentence, I just love it. The dedication, it says, for all the unhinged old sisters and the diabolical little sisters who made us this way. Prologue. Before, we had pancakes for breakfast the day Mama killed Daddy. Tell me that wouldn't grip you. Tell me that wouldn't grip you. Like, that right there is like, sold, I'm gonna read you. And I just continued and I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop reading it. So I am definitely in the mood for this. We learn a little bit about their upbringing. Their dad seemed to be very violent towards their mother, towards them as well. In the prologue, we're following Millie as a young girl. And then in the first chapter, we're following Millie as a woman. We're set in Alabama. She's working now as a waitress at this diner. Her and Frances are estranged sisters, but Frances winds up marrying this man, and she ends up on Millie's doorstep asking her for help. She winds up having bruises on her face. It says, this isn't the first time the sisters have needed to dispose of a bad man. In fact, they might be pretty good at it. So they obviously come together during this time of need. So far, enjoying this one. So those are the two I'm definitely committing to reading physically. Forgot to mention, we watched some really good movies, and I highly recommend it if you like horror movies. The first one being The Mummy. This surpassed my everything, because I obviously watched the original Mummy. I freaking love that movie so much. They put their own spin on it, and the way they uniquely did it, oh my god, I was blown away. The gore, whoo, it was so good. The makeup or the graphics, I'm not sure, whatever it is called, so good. The storyline, so satisfying. So like literally one of my top horror movies this year. I highly recommend it. And then we also watched this movie called Wrong Turn. That was also actually really good. That had its own little kind of unique thing to it as well. I had a good time. That had my anxiety on like level 100. It was really good. And the ending was very satisfying as well. And then the other one being Last Straw. that one was another one that we were very pleasantly surprised of, because I'm not one to like one setting type of movies, like everything's set in that one spot. But this one was really good and the ending was very satisfying. Oh my gosh, these were really, really good horror movies. And I don't hear anyone really talk about them, so highly recommend those. And then I also watched Project Hail Mary because they added it to Prime. I was so excited. I watched that yesterday. So good. I cried. I felt all the emotion. Man, Ryan Gosling, he is just so top tier. He is so top tier. I'm so happy they chose him. I didn't read the book, and I'm glad I didn't. I don't think I would be interested in reading it physically or anything like that, even though I hear great things. But watching the movie gave me all the satisfaction I needed. It was incredible. It blew me away. I freaking loved it so much. So I wanted to share that because it's been a while since movies really blew me away. And yeah, I had a great time watching this. I'm currently waiting for my hubby. I just came from the beach. I read so much at the beach. I mean, it may not be a lot for some people, but it was a lot for me. About 41% in the book. The detective, he's hearing everything she's saying because they're trying to monitor and trying to find this killer. He's so disturbed by what she's saying because she obviously sounds inexperienced and she sounds silly. So he's like, we're never gonna get anywhere if she continues on this path. So he goes up there and he's like, look, I'm gonna guide you through this. So now he's helping her during these calls, and I can only imagine how awkward it is. It's freaking hilarious of him guiding her through these calls and through these sex conversations. There's a lot of like secondhand embarrassment, but I think it's meant to be there. Like, you're supposed to feel that way, and you have no choice but to just laugh. She goes, let me get this straight. Not only have I been talking in rhyme, but I've also been doing it in slow motion. And he goes, you also threw in a children's fairy tale book or two. Little Red Riding Hood, Shane clarifies. The things she was saying, it was so funny. It was just like, what are you talking about? Although there was a lot of secondhand embarrassment, it was a freaking fun time to read about it. So now he's guiding her through these calls. They're working together, literally side by side. They're obviously having this romance develop. Like, he's like, wow, she's so pretty, and like, I like her personality. And it's just like, you know, we already know a romance is blooming. We're also getting like Dom's personal life outside of being a detective. He likes to go karaoke at the bar, and he's been doing it for years and years and years. He's obviously very attractive, and the setting is in Nashville, Tennessee, so it's very cowboy-esque. And although I've never read a cowboy romance, this is giving me cowboy romance in a sense. And I don't think I will like an actual cowboy romance. I think this is the closest thing I'll get to liking a cowboy romance. It's doing it for me. And I'm really liking Dom's personality, and not only Dom, but his friends. Like, he has like this bromance with his coworkers and other friends, and you can just feel the friendship aspect in this. And with Hannah, she doesn't really have anybody. She's kind of isolated, but she is getting this relationship with one of the co-workers from the call center that she is now, you know, getting to know and stuff like that. And it's kind of cute, you know, like, I'm really liking the friendships in the book, and it just feels very real. It makes me connect with it even more. So it is such a fun time. I was just at the beach laughing so much. And I have finished Call Me Anytime by Max Monroe. This was such a fun time. I rated this 4.25 stars. Where I kind of knocked a little off the rating was towards around maybe like the 60-ish% mark. it did have a little bit of a lull, and it started getting a little repetitive on the days, like the coming days and stuff. Like it just sounded like we were hearing the same day over and over at one point, but thankfully it didn't last that long. And the romance, although I really enjoyed it towards the end, in the beginning it kind of felt like a little insta-lovey, and it kind of, I don't know, I just wanted a little more build up when it came to the romance in the beginning. But towards the end I was really swooning, and I was really like just feeling it. And this had definitely had like a happily ever after type of feel to it, and I was in the mood for it. Like I was exactly in the mood for this very feel good type of rom-com, and I really like the mystery element to it. So this was so much fun. I do highly recommend this. I jumped into We Already Dug the Grave. I'm about 20% into this one, which is, I think I'm on like 80 pages into it, and I'm still enjoying it. We're still just understanding the two sisters and their upbringing. We're just following Millie at this point in time. I'm not sure if we'll get another POV. We're getting the past and the present when it comes to Millie's childhood with her sister and her aunts. Obviously in that first sentence, their mom killed their dad, so she's in jail, and they wound up having to live with their two aunts that they didn't really know much of. Living with their aunts is where Millie finds out that she has this sixth sense and this intuition that runs in the women in their family. And their conduit, what they use is tea leaves. So they can like read tea leaves. We're still learning a little more. And it seems that one of her aunts, Hattie Mae, was helping other women in town that were experiencing domestic violence. And so the women would like come for readings and things like that, and their aunts had a reputation of being like with the witches in town, so they were kind of feared, but they were also like mocked, but they didn't really give a crap about that. Hattie Mae, which is one of the aunts, she would tell the women in town that were dealing with these domestic violence issues that, oh, I hear that you have a pest issue in your lawn. I have a whole bunch of herbs that will naturally take care of the issue. And said issue was actually in regards to their husbands. So she was helping out the women with these issues. And I love Hattie Mae. She is definitely a girl's girl, and she was hardcore. Like, I really enjoy her character. We're learning a little bit about that, and then we're learning the present time where Millie, now that she's estranged with her sister, she's getting just clues when it comes to her gift about her sister needing help. And later in life, she wound up marrying a family with money and power. So she's always on the TV. She's always on, some type of news article. But she notices that her sister is doing like a hand gesture, and it was a hand gesture that they came up with if they ever needed help. And so right there, Millie's like, that can't be a coincidence. Like, my sister's asking me for help. So she tries to get a reading on her sister, and she's trying to now get more information on this so that she can understand what's going on. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm really enjoying the setup, and it's reading very fast. I'm eager to know what's gonna happen and what's gonna unfold. I do actually have a few audiobooks that I'm taste testing at the moment. I did start, and this is a new release, and it's The One Day You Were My Husband. I believe that's the name of the book. And this one just seems really interesting, and Tina from Tina Books, she just did a reading vlog with this, and she rated it 5 stars, and she was just raving about it. And I had just gotten the audiobook, so I said, perfect, I'm gonna taste test it, see how I feel. And so far, I'm intrigued. I'm not like fully gripped yet, but I'm definitely intrigued. So this woman, she marries this man. They're in a different country celebrating their honeymoon. They just got married literally 4 hours ago. They're doing their dance. They love each other. And then all of a sudden they get ambushed, and they take her husband away with gunpoint and everything. And she never sees him again. And she thinks that he died or whatever the case. And then now it's 10 years later, and she has now remarried. She has twin children, and she just has a different life. She also was a surgeon before she had her children. After she had her kids, she wound up becoming a stay-at-home mom because her children were 3 months premature, and so they were born with complications, specifically in the lungs. And so she has been their full-time caretaker and just been monitoring them ever since. but now she's wanting to go back to being a surgeon now that her kids are a little bit older and they seem like they're getting better. And so she has to like reinstate her license and things like that. So she has to go to a different country for like some type of seminar or something like that. And when she's booking like the Airbnb and stuff to go, she sees the Airbnb host looks exactly like her ex-husband. And she's like, there's no way. He has the same name and he literally looks just like him. So now she's trying to figure out, like, was this all a setup? What was the reason for him doing what he did? And now she feels like betrayed because that was the love of her life. So now she's determined to go there and get answers. That's all I know going into it. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I said, I'm definitely intrigued. And from what Tina was talking about, it sounds very unique, and I don't know, she really enjoyed it. I trust her reviews, so I'm just gonna go with the flow, see how I feel about that. I'm gonna be listening to that here and there, and then I think these are gonna be the last 2 books I read in this vlog. I will update you guys when I have more thoughts. Out this vlog, I have reading updates. I did wound up finishing We Already Dug the Grave by Emma C. Wells. I feel like this definitely had missed opportunities throughout the reveal portion of the book. I kept thinking, I wonder if it's going to go this route. I wonder if it's going to go this route. That would be really surprising if it went this route. And it wound up going a route where it was still entertaining. I didn't find myself bored in this book. I do think it was a good book. I am landing on a 3.5 for this book. A lot of potential to be a 4 stars or above. Last chapter in this book where it did go a little bit of a route where I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. I really enjoyed that. But I just wanted a little more from this. I feel like the build up and the amount of layers that we did get in this book and the secrets and family background and history, I feel like this could have just went a more creepier and more twistier shock value type of way, and it didn't. So, yeah, I was a little bit let down, but I still had a good time with it. I do think it's worth the read if this is something up your alley. I would say maybe just put a hold on your library versus pre-ordering it. But yeah, I had a good time. For it to be almost 400 pages, this was about 380 pages. A part of me thinks that this could have been a little shorter, but it didn't feel that long. So I'm not going to knock it on the how long the book was. I still had a good time. Like I said, I really did enjoy the writing style. Very easy to read, very easy to digest. I like the story overall. So yeah, I would recommend. I just wanted a little more from it. And for the other book that I said I was starting, the audio book, The One Day You Were My Husband, DNFing that. I'm so sorry. I couldn't. Like sometimes I feel like I can push through. I am like 30% in, and the amount of medical terminology that has been used is too much for me. I'm not a medical thriller type of person. And I don't even like medical stuff in real life. I'm like a hypochondriac in real life. So like hearing medical jargon is not for me. Like I just don't like it. If it's just talked about here and there, I don't mind it. But I feel like every chapter it's very heavily on the medical aspect because our FMC is a surgeon, and I get it. Like she's super passionate and I like hearing her passion for it. I just personally don't like medical things, especially in my thrillers. I just don't. And I have a feeling that this might go in a route where it's one of my tropes that I despise. I despise. So I think what I'm going to do, to be honest, and I think I'm going to try to just find some spoilers and try to find someone that read it and give me the spoilers for it, because if it does go that route, I'm so glad I'm DNFing because that is my least favorite trope. And I don't obviously want to say it because then that might spoil it for someone that likes the book. But yeah, I'm not liking it. I'm not. Although it's intriguing me, that medical aspect, I just can't do it. So yeah, sadly, I am gonna DNF it. I still had a good time reading the 2 books that I did read, and I'm excited that I got to experience Summerween for the first time. I had so much fun doing it, and I think I'll definitely continue to do it in the next years or in the seasons to come. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video nonetheless. And if you did, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to see any future videos with books you're interested in, please let me know in the comments. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video.